Hi, I'm a physiotherapist, aerial circus performer and coach. I was a previous competitive gymnast, coach and judge, and I'm passionate about health and fitness and have been through a lot myself. So I want to share everything I've learned along the way, starting with this 10-minute ab workout containing ab exercises scientifically shown to have some of the greatest abdominal muscle activation.
It is a lot of crunching,
as well as some of my favorite exercises that got me these. I do have visible abs, but it wasn't without work. I can give you some tips and tricks as we go to give you the best overall workout. If you have some kind of weight or something to anchor you down, grab that and an exercise ball that will help. Otherwise, it's all right, you can do without. Let's go. First exercise, vertical crunches. They are fantastic. They really squish your abs. It makes it a lot harder for your back to overtake or your hip flexors. Reach as high as you can for your toes. And the American Council of Exercise in a study shows it has a higher level of abdominal contraction than other exercises. This has good bang for your buck. We don't want to try and use momentum and have our back come off the ground. If you're finding it tricky, slow it down. If you're finding it too easy, add some weight. If again, it is too hard, you can modify it to make it a little simpler or harder. Straight into the next exercise, hip dips. So we want to maintain a nice plank position. Try not to let your tummy sag and arch through your back. You want to maintain a nice pushing upright plank position, engaging through your core down here. I love these. These are good for your abs and your obliques and to get stabilizing through movement. I find this to be a good warm up to get your abs and obliques fired up through movement so that when I do other exercises, I can really feel what muscles are working and focus on isolating those ones. I don't know about you, but this really gets my side going. Rolling straight back over for another set of vertical crunches. So no time to waste. Now I know this is going to be easier said than done. Try not to arch your back, try not to use momentum. Keep your abs engaged the whole time. It'll be so much more effective. If you're finding reaching for your toes really hard, pop your hands down by your side and still do the same movement and crunch. Try to get your nose to your knees. Try and keep your legs as straight as you can. If you can't lock them out, that's okay. You are almost there. Okay, and hip dips. If hip dips on your feet are too hard, drop it down to your knees and do them on your knees. Difficulty with this one is you're not going to get as much range. This should feel like a little bit of a reprieve in comparison to the vertical crunches that are quite intense. Really think about with your hip dips moving through the entire movement, nice and slow, really opening up your sides as you rotate. Okay, 30-second rest. Okay, we made it through the first set. Yay, I know there's another 3 to go. That's okay, we can do it, trust me. And I definitely find the more I work out, the easier these things get. I know that kind of just seems like a given. No exercise feels as bad as the first time I ever tried to work out. I haven't got a shorter rest because I really want to have enough time to get some oxygen flowing again so we can make the most of each of the sets that we've got. I'm rambling right now. 30 seconds is up. 30 seconds goes really fast. All right, moving into set 2, reverse crunches. So if you do have a weight to anchor you, grab that. We're gonna crunch our legs up and lift our butt off the ground, trying to maintain a really nice high crunch. This is also a really good exercise shown by the American Council of Exercise. So many exercises to have a high level of activation to the rectus abdominal muscles, basically the ones that produce a six-pack. I like to hold the weight above my head rather than have my arms down by my side, but you can have them down by your side if you prefer, or if you don't have a weight or something to hold on to stabilize you. Done with you for the second. Next exercise, bicycles. You're gonna assume a position like a dead bug. You wanna tilt your pelvis again down to the floor, maintaining a flat back where you can't fit your hands under. And then we're going to twist opposite knee to opposite elbow. If you are laying flat like this, you're not gonna have as much of a core contraction. So we really wanna try and maintain that hollow crunch. Now, I did not realize how effective they actually are. Not only are they effective for your oblique, they elicit a really high level of activation in comparison to a lot of other exercises, as long as you are doing them correctly. Wow, that burns. Grab your weight, ready to go straight back into reverse crunches. We wanna make sure that we're taking our legs right up and we're using our core to lift our hips. So you can go nice and slow. I'd rather a slow movement rather than a fast momentum movement. Sometimes fast and powerful is good. For these exercises, I wanna think about controlled core engagement. If you want to make it harder, extend your legs out a little bit further. The longer you make your legs or the longer you make your arms in any direction away from you, the harder it will be. Okay, straight into bicycles. If your abs are burning, don't worry, so are mine. Wow, this feels awesome. Slow and controlled. That's how we win the bicycle race. We love to get, wow, those birds. Breathe, push through it. You are almost there. It's almost time for another rest. You can do this. Oh, this hurts me too. Okay, 30-second rest. Praise the Lord. Wow. Abs can be tricky as they are not the easiest muscle to contract. Something like a bicep, all you have to do is bend your arm. It is really easy to isolate. However, your abs, they're more designed for stabilizing your body and resisting movement rather than creating it. So therefore, it can be a little bit harder to isolate it specifically without having other muscles overwork like your back or your hip flexors. This is where technique is really important. This is some good stuff. We are halfway there. Okay. The next exercise, we're gonna do a stability ball crunches. Sit on the ball and then sink down into it. And then you're gonna lean back and you're gonna crunch. I think they're a little bit fun just because we get to use a ball. I don't get a really strong burning sensation, but feel like my whole core is working. So not only do I have to engage and crunch through my abs, they have to stabilize me on this moving object. And studies show that adding an unstable surface like an exercise ball or a Bosu ball increases ab activation by 20%. Don't skip the unstable surfaces. It's really beneficial. Get rid of your ball. Don't let it go too far. We will need it again. Side plank hip lifts. 30 seconds on the one side. As you're doing your hip lift, I want you to think about lifting your hip as high as you can and dropping it as low to the ground as you can. Obviously, you can't go lower than the ground. The ground is in your way. If you need to modify, do so accordingly. You can either go on your knees if you need to simplify it, or if you want to make it harder, you can raise a leg in the air, or you can even pop a weight on your hip. So the possibilities are really endless. All right, no time to waste. Quick, get your ball. If hands over your head is a little bit too hard, you can pop your hands down your side. If having your hands on your head feels a little bit easy, you can either hold a weight or take your hands over your head nice and straight. I really love and hate these exercises. It's extra difficult to talk and do this one. Done. And hip lifts on your other side. Make sure you do the other side and not the same side again, or you may end up very uneven. That's not ideal. Pushing through the complete range. If you feel a little bit off balance with this, you can put one foot in front and one foot behind to help balance and stabilize you. Either work. We're just trying to focus on getting as much engagement through this oblique. One set to go. Have your 30-second rest. Okay. Wow. I'm feeling it, but I feel good. Having the 30 seconds between is really helping have a little bit more oomph by the time we get to the next set. Because really, in between each exercise, you should be trying to aim for no more than 3 to 5 seconds. Obviously, you can't really go straight from one exercise bang into the next, especially if there's equipment involved. However, we want to minimize any resting between the actual exercises themselves, only having rests between each set. Next exercise, long arm crunches. Yet another fantastic exercise that elicits a really high level of abdominal contraction in comparison to other exercises. And using a weight can greatly increase abdominal stimulation, according to the Journal of Physical Therapy and Sport. You can use a weight if you want. If you haven't done these before, or if it feels really hard at this stage in the workout, it may be too much to add a weight. You can just use free hand, or if it is too hard, just pop your arms down by your side. And don't forget to breathe. Breathe out on the way up. Okay, next exercise, we're gonna do some oblique crunches. Laying on your side with your knees bent in, you're going to lift your elbow to your hip, making sure your feet stay anchored on the ground. You wanna hold the crunch at the top before releasing it. The tighter you crunch, the more effective it will be. This is a really odd exercise. It doesn't feel like you're moving all that much, but if you are really trying to crunch through your side and you focus on that side crunch, it can be really effective. This exercise gave me a lot more control, understanding, and contraction in my obliques. It feels like it connected my brain to my oblique, and now when I tell my brain to turn my oblique on, I can. We'll do the other side after we've done our, back to the long arm crunch. We are almost there, keep pushing through. Again, it is really tempting to just stop. I'm feeling it, it's hard. I want you to keep going, slow it down if you need to. We don't want to have any arching through our back. We don't want our hands to hit the floor. This really hurts. I'm fatigued. Keep pushing. Nearly there. Okay, no time to stop. We're almost there. Oblique crunches on the other side. One side definitely feels weaker than the other side for me. I don't know if you feel the same. Really try and keep engaging that side, even though you may not be able to feel it anywhere near as much. We want to try and decrease any imbalances that we all pretty well have. This is definitely an odd one because I don't feel like I'm going anywhere and it feels really awkward. We have one more 30-second set. Slow abdominal roll-ups. This is probably my favorite core ab exercise. You want to move through the exercise as slow as physically possible, unraveling your spine vertebrae at a time, keeping your feet on the ground and not using any momentum. If you're finding it to be quite easy, take your hands away from your legs. The further away your arms are from your legs, the harder it will be. Don't jump to advance it too soon though. Think sloth pace. This drastically improved my core strength to no end. This really got my deep core going. Sometimes doing the simple things can make the harder ones so much easier without even training the harder ones. Well done, we did it. If you like this video, subscribe, and if you want to see more stuff like this, let me know in the comments below, and go check out this video right here where I trained like Wednesday Addams for a week. I made a training program to suit the skill set that she has, and it was really fun. So go give it a watch, and if you haven't clicked it already, definitely do so, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.